Hey, this is Chris from StockSpot, and in this video I'm going to be sharing a gripe I have with how finance is presented on the TV news every night. Now, if you watch the TV news every night, you've probably seen the 2-minute finance wrap, which usually summarizes how the Aussie dollar is going, how various commodities is going, and also how the Australian share market is performing. And the number that they use to show how the share market performing is the ASX 200 or the S&P ASX 200. And if you've been watching the news for a long time, you probably would have seen that this number doesn't seem to go very far. 10 years ago, it was around 7,000. 5 years ago, it was still around 7,000. Right now, it's still at 7,000. It's not very motivating when you see that to start investing in the share market, or it doesn't really give you a clear idea of actually the returns you earn in the share market. And the reason for this is that that index that's often talked about in the media and mentioned is an index that only shows the share price performance of the underlying shares, but it ignores the dividends. And we know in Australia that dividends are such an important component of your total return that it's really ignoring the most substantial part of your return. And the way you can see this is by looking at, rather than that index you see on TV, the ASX accumulation index. Now, this is an index that combines both your capital growth, so share prices increasing, and the dividend return you've been getting. And actually in Australia, the accumulation index recently hit a big milestone in hitting 100,000. So not 7,000, 100,000. And actually over the last 10 years, it's more than doubled from 48,000 to 100,000. So I think TV reporters and anyone else reporting on the index return in the media should be reporting on this accumulation index, because it gives everyone a much clearer idea of actually the total returns you earn in the share market. And it's so important, particularly in a country like Australia, where dividends are an enormous part of your return.